And welcome every single body to Locked On Lads TV. We are here this week for Las Vegas Motor Speedway round of the Australasian Supercars eSeries, which is brought to you by My Private Seller, along with a whole heap of other sponsors, which we'll get to in a moment. We have got the pre-qualifying done. We've had a server put up without the qualifying in it, and it is now set up to be the actual qualifying server. We are good to go for round 13, unlucky 13 at Vegas. What are we expecting tonight? I'm Peter Wilco Wilkinson. Welcome back to Australasian Supercar eSeries. It's all happening. It's so good. We finally get back after a week off. It's going to be awesome to be racing again. Sorry, just playing with some microphone settings as we just get a little bit more consistency to my voice. And I can't put up the mixer anymore. But we have, look at this, Vegas. Beautiful. Four wide action there as you go look behind the screen. We've got 2 minutes till race is ready to start. We have a grid. It is confirmed, and we are good to go for yet another week. Lots of things have happened in the week off. 2 weeks since our last race, but we're here, good to go again. Let me just chuck that mic just up a little bit. That'll get me hitting that spot nice and consistently. That's what I want to see. A lot of stuff to set up on. And we've got... join us in chat. Get over on Twitch chat. Get over on Facebook chat. YouTube chat. That'd be great if you can do that. We've got a full 39 car grid tonight to celebrate round 13 at Las Vegas. What a place to be. It's going to be really good to see, but we are starting. Andrew Dyson returning for DPR yet again. He is on the front row of the grid. Troy Davidson, second row of the grid. Dylan O'Shea, the person who just keeps on winning whenever he turns up. Keep an eye on the 019 of Dylan O'Shea in third. Cade Donnelly in fourth. Ruben Phelps in fifth. Stevie Dubb in sixth. Dwayne Priest in seventh. Greg Spencer in eighth. Jai Schultz in 9th, Aaron Dillon in 10th, Darren McKenzie in 11th, Tom Pritchard in 12th, Craig Roffey in 13th. Jamie Nankervis, who I'd like to see break through for a top 5 sometime soon. He's always got some pace, but it's easier caught up in some incidents. 14th, Justin Witcher up there in 15th, Aiden Schultz in 16th, Alan Gill in 17th, Andy Barber in 18th, Kim Roffey in 19th, Peter Matson in 20th, Raymond Yeager in 21st, Noddy Tompkins in 22nd, Todd Maxfield in 23rd, as we count down to its almost actual start time. So 23rd was Todd Maxfield, Nicholas Walsh is 24th, Sean Hart is 25th, Derek Jacobs in 26th, Warwick Sharp in 27th, look out for a big one from him tonight, Nigel Patton in 28th, Troy Mortensen 29th, Tristan Cock in 30th, Shannon Blackburn in 31st, Ash Nesser in 32nd, Michael Burtz in 33rd, Aaron Bryan in 34th, Gary Wellman way down the back in 35th, Mark Spratford in 36th, Peter Jones in 37th, Tim Lundell in 38th, and rounding out this 39 row grid is Nick Smith. And we are good to go racing at Las Vegas. One of those tracks that's got one straight, one kink. And let's go to... what cameras have I got tonight? Let's go to starter cam. Let's hide that. Why won't starter cam start up? Because the person who I'm selecting is not on the grid. So there it is. Barney looking down on this 39 strong field. Sunday church time. Peter Jones, welcome to chat. Just bear with me. I just got to have a drink every now and then. I've got to get my throat right. This is going to be exciting stuff. We never get disappointed watching supercars on ovals for the Australasian Supercar eSeries, brought to you by My Private Seller. It is one of those series that just brings the heat each and every week. Cannot wait. Barney's getting a bit nervous here. He wants to let these guys go as the cars do start to take off on the grid. You see them slowly getting around one pace lap and they will be live and ready to race. Let's have a look at the turns 1, 2 as these cars get ready to come around. Andrew Dyson leading the way, and Troy Davidson will be on his outside. We've got Ryan Barber joining us tonight, mate. How are you? I don't have audio. It is. I can't wait to talk about it. Have you got much experience with Vegas? I've been waiting for normal host Scotty Rankin to get back to me. I haven't heard from him. I thought he was going to jump in last minute. So, yes, sorry. Ryan has joined us. You can see the United on the back of a few of these cars. That's one of our sponsors. Witcher Electrical, Edge Setups. These are the guys. Pagnian Imports? Is that, I get it right? But either way, the pace car is good to go. We've got Andrew Dyson on the inside in a different looking livery this week in the 041 than what we normally see, the Simrigs car. We've got Troy Davidson on the outside, Dylan O'Shea, the consistent winner of this race whenever he turns up, and Andrew Dyson jumps, teammate behind him now in second, gets alongside Troy Davidson, comes down the inside. Simboys 2, 3, 4, DPR 1, 2 at the moment, as all kinds of things happen. It looks like fairly clean. We've got 3 and 4 wide down the back there, but it is fairly clean as all the cars are away, and Dyson gets away to a good start. Exodus Racing is the name on his one. That's interesting. We'll have to talk to him and find out what's going on there. Unsure what's happening with that, but you see the Simri's cars behind, which is normally in Stevie Dub. But Troy Davidson makes a good run down the inside here. Is there something we expect, Ryan, from tonight out of the race tonight, besides action-packed all the time? Just give me a second. I don't think anyone can hear you. Just looking at this. Yes, because it's going to the wrong thing. Input devices chat. And that is chat. Okay, sorry about this, everyone. Can you hear Ryan now?
Hopefully,
yes,
but
I can.
Yeah, there we go. Lap 4 at the moment out of 134. Pretty long race, but the times are clocking down pretty quick, and I'm surprised that we haven't seen the caution yet, Wilco. Lap 4, I would expect there to be one by now, but it looks like all the drivers have been pretty clean. We see a Sky Point entry. That looks like it's Jai Shields. He's trying to make some moves too, but at the moment, Simboys 1 and 2, Andrew Dyson, new colours in third. So we're seeing the times coming down quick. The racing is always action-packed, and yeah, I really wonder how the strategy is going to go, how the tyre strat's going to go, how the fuel's going to go, how they're going to manage both of those. But we'll see towards the end of the race who can maximise their strategy.
Yeah, we can already see Pinnacle Esports coming up behind there. You've got the very own Greg Spencer and Justin Witcher just pushing into the top 10 there. Spencer giving Witcher a little bit of room back in the pack there, but nonetheless he's back there. The two cars, 1-2, we always see them running nose to tail somewhere in the field. The one I talked about in the start of the race, keep an eye out for him. Warwick Sharp is up 9 positions here already in the first 6 laps of the race, up to 7/8, doing a great job coming through the field. Gary Wellman was the other one I shouted out to say he was a little bit further back down the field than I expected, up 12 spots as well. So there's some good movers here. Witcher up 7 is a good spot. D-Mac is doing a great job here on the inside of Jai Schultz. As Jai Schultz, yes, both these two are up, and they're going to get on the outside of Dylan O'Shea. That's a car you want to be around. He always finds himself at the front of the field. If you can stick with him, good job to play. But this is confusing me, the new paint look from Dylan O'Shea and Andrew Dyson, but we will get used to it by the end of the race. Bubba, what have you been up to in the 2 weeks off since we talked to you last?
Not up too much, apart from just doing some iRacing officials, which just came out of a GT4 at Akiyama, so that's pretty good. GT3, my apologies, but yeah, I've just been getting up to some racing, just bettering my license, and really just miss the Australasian Supercar eSeries, to be honest.
Well, it's back, and good to see it's back. You can see there how spread out the field already is. We got Cade Donnelly up front. Good to see him racing. Troy Davison just behind him. But if you go here, so that we're out on the back straight here, we'll go into turns 3-4 yet again, and we'll show 3-4 as we see Cade Donnelly lead them in. They're too wide at some stages there, but then there's this middle pack, then there's another little pack, and then it's really stretched out. We're talking 7 to 8 seconds in the first 9 laps between first and last at the moment. But as you said, no caution. How exciting for Australasian Supercars eSeries to have no cautions so far in this race.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We usually see throughout the season there's usually a caution within the first 20 laps, but at the moment we're halfway to 20 laps and we haven't seen one yet. But how good is racing? Everyone's spreading out quite evenly and they're giving each other the room that they should be given, but yeah, everyone's doing really well to just keep it clean for, you know, the extended amount of laps we've done. Like 134 laps, we aren't that far into the race too, so I would expect about a quarter to halfway through the race that the pace is definitely going to speed up and that people are going to start elbowing each other out.
Definitely. Now I'm just looking back in the pack here. A few cars that are going the other way. Ruben Phelps, I was trying to work out, or Jamie Nankervis and Ruben Phelps, I was trying to work out what's going on there. That's strategy for both of them to be nose to tail. One's dropped back 10, one's dropped back 18 spots. They're really just doing laps, saving fuel, saving tyres, and they're racing for the end. You can see just behind them as well is Tristan Koch. Is that the other teammate? Coming around the out rounds there, 550, that is him. So the three of them have found themselves with a Roffy in between, but otherwise they're doing great. Justin Witcher, I just saw him move around a little bit, but that's because this front pack is just getting immense. We're talking 2 seconds covers the top 22 cars at the moment. These guys nose to tail, low line, high line. You can see the Pinnacle Esports cars there working together, Simboys cars working together. I'm going to call it Exodus Racing cars racing together, all the teams sticking together. You can see the 2 Sky Points on the outside there. Everyone's just playing nice. They've used 2 weeks to get together and race as a team. A lot of team racing tonight. It's good to see. Hopefully everything's settled down. Everyone's in the spot that they want to be in, and they're going from there. But I was going to say, like I said, Ruben Phelps, Jamie Nankervis, 2 of the guys who've dropped the most. Noddy Tompkins dropped 3 laps down, so I don't know what's happened there. And Shannon Blackburn's dropped a lap down as well, but everyone else is on the lead lap and within 10 seconds of the leader, which is great to see. Good close racing tonight.
Yeah, and it's starting to really ramp up in the front pack. I could see quite a lot of moves done by especially Darren McKenzie in the Blue Southern Stars entry. He started to make moves too, but we're looking at the front over the bonnet of Dwayne Priest. He's in P7 at the moment. He has Justin Witcher ahead of him, Darren McKenzie just above Witcher, but he's looking like he's trying to just point the nose in the middle of the corner there just to get a really good look up the front there. You see it single file for quite a while with the front, and then it does get a bit more sketchy towards the back, but they are behaving themselves. 15 laps, we're not that far into the race to make these moves, but we see if I think that's Aaron Dillon just getting the back of Priest, just going to push him up the straight. Look at the gap, look at all the cars catching up to each other, getting really close, too wide through the corners now. The pace is starting to ramp up now. We're looking at the back of Aaron Dillon. His teammate is just behind there. Looks like that's Todd Maxfield. He would be looking at just giving him a bit of a push. But yeah, what I'm interested to see here tonight, we'll go the team strategy. We see the Simboys entries together. We see the Pinnacle Esports drivers together. We see the Southern Stars entries together. They're all working together. And I really I'm really curious to see what kind of team strategies are going to play in tonight's race.
I'm just looking there. I've been trying to get the real battle is Aiden Schultz and Jai Schultz were right next to each other for a fair chunk of the field there. But you see there, 3 Sky Point racing cars only held up in the middle by a Pinnacle Esport of Raymond Jaeger. But at one stage there, they were three astern there, which was really good to see. So definitely, it's a different feel to the series this start. I know we see teams get together, but this is very much together. This is very much team pack racing at the moment. But like I said, look at this. 2 seconds off the lead is Nicholas Walsh in 21st position. I said how much the field had spread out. You can see them really come back together there. As we take them into turn 1 and 2, we see them come around. You can see that long line at the bottom, and then it sort of spreads out. You can see this pack with Ruben Phelps and his team in there. Then there's a little patch here, and then the patch right at the back that's just sort of, they're doing their thing. They're only sort of 8 seconds off the lead. Caution's going to bring them right back into it. If they are fuel saving, even better. But I think something's happened there to break up that patch, which in close racing like this, it only takes a little bit for you to have to take your foot off the accelerator and get the car straight again, and you and whoever's behind you just drop off the pack. Isn't that right, Barbara? I've lost you again. Okay, let's keep going as we see a lot of movement in that middle pack there, because we are high line, low line. You can see Pinnacle Esports next to each other as they're coming around. They're controlling both the bottom and the top line there. They have got the front of the top line, but this is not a track that the line should make a huge amount of difference. This is all about driving line, making sure you are getting the most optimal in and out. As we can see there, the cars get up high there, and they're running the high line now. That front line is using the track the most efficiently, which is good to see.
Yeah, and we can see that the drivers are sticking right down to the bottom. They're just hugging the inside of the corner. And then we do see that second line coming into play with some drivers just dropping up to the middle line, just having a look down in the pack. But we do see some 3-wide action now. They're getting a bit more hairy. Contact could happen very soon, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's already happened, but cautions aren't brought out by very big incidents. They're usually brought out just by little bits of overlap that causes the big incident. So these drivers are doing an awesome job just to stay clean with each other, not make contact, and really no cautions to be brought out just yet. But we know that with this pack racing, there's pretty much always guaranteed a caution at some point during the race, and the big one is always here waiting to come. But you know what they say, cautions breed cautions, so that's also going to be put in play. But at the moment, Darren McKenzie and Justin Witcher side by side down the bottom line. It looks like Greg Spencer there, Pinnacle Esports, just seen behind Justin Witcher, getting ready to give him a bit of a push down the straight and see if they can push their way up to the lead. But as throughout the race, Troy Davison, Kay Donnelly, they are 1-2, and they are keeping everyone else behind them, so that's a good job by them. But how good is this race, Wilco?
It is really good. I'm just noticing a few times in the middle there, they're getting bumped around, but I want to go to this backpack. I want to ride on board with Peter Jones just for a little bit. I said it was 8 seconds. It's now down to 7 seconds. These back crew, I just noticed, were doing some really good times. So they're working together to try and build this gap. You can see Jonesy getting on the back, actually gives him a bit of a nudge there. I'm looking at, that's not Trish Shincock in front of him. That's that's the person who's left. That's Shannon Blackburn. That's who he's had a nudge with. But they're working, I guess, with Shannon, trying to catch up. You see, it's the length of the half of the straight, so the bend of the straight here at Vegas is the distance they are behind. You can see how much this makes. You can see Peter Jones just getting on the outside there. Let's just drop back to Derek Jacobs. He's also doing the same thing, but these guys are slowly, or they were, I think that little bump that Peter Jones got with Shannon Blackburn's just cost them a little bit, because they've just gone a little bit further off the pace, but they were catching almost a second they'd caught since I was watching there. But definitely it is just 2 packs now, so that middle pack has come back to this pack. and then the front back is joined as one, and we're talking about pretty much the top 27 within 3 seconds of each other at the moment.
Yeah, and 3/4 of the field are up the front there in the front pack, and then we do have a quarter of the field just sitting back pretty far. They're just outside the draft, so they'll need to work together to try and catch this main pack, or they will go more laps down. But how good is the racing so far? Troy Davidson, Kay Donnelly, they're holding the height in the bottom line, but we see Justin Witcher finally making a move on Kay Donnelly on the outside of the corner. We'll see Greg Spencer also behind there following. We see Justin Witcher drop down the bottom. He's on the bottom line right next to the race leader of Troy Davidson. He's getting ready to take the lead of this one. And that move was incoming for quite a few laps, so it's good that he secured the lead so far. We'll see what happens and see if he can maintain that. Troy Davidson and Kate Donnelly still sitting second and third. They'll just drop down to the bottom line in the next corners in 3 and 4, and we'll see if they can retake the lead from Justin Witcher. But Greg Spencer's also getting ready to make some moves as well. He's leading the second line as well. We see Justin Witcher come up, just try and give him a bit of draft, just to edge a bit closer. But it looks like Troy Davidson is still down the bottom there. That's going to stop that. We'll see what happens. Pinnacle Esports getting ready to take the 1-2 of this motor race in lap 30.
Yeah, they've worked their way up to the front, which we saw them doing. They found each other and they've slowly worked up. Like I said, they're controlling both lines. Witcher has then jumped up and done it when they need. You can see there Raymond Yeager slotting in the back there just behind Dylan. He's very ominously close. Let's go through the championship standings while we have this green lap racing for 30 laps in. 31 now of 134. We're almost 100 to go, but Troy Davidson does lead this series by 12 points over Raymond Yeager, who you can see there just a few back, actually side by side with Troy Davidson. If I can read that right, yes they are. They're 1 point apart at the moment on the track. Justin Witcher, who's just ahead of him, he's 15 points off Troy Davidson in first. Craig Roffey is 51 points further back. Brad Fenley, who's not here tonight, unfortunately, I've noticed, he is 58 points off the lead. Aiden Schultz doing a great job, 75 points off the lead. Sean Hart, 76 points off the lead. Adam Malone, who's not here tonight, is 90 points off the lead. Kim Roffey's 109 off the lead in ninth. It's a very small screen. Todd Maxfield in 10th. And Ruben Phelps 11th. Greg Spencer 12th. Gary Wellman 13th. Dylan O'Shea, after winning pretty much 4 races from 4 starts, is in 14th position. Amir 119 points off the lead. Then the 15th for Nicholas Walsh. That is our top 15 in the series right now as we speak. A lot of those front runners are up the front of the track. The only one that's really not really in there is... I know Craig Roffey is in there as well. So pretty much all your championship contenders are in the front of this pack. We do not want to see any contact in the front of this pack because it could really hurt championship standings at that stage. But these guys do a great job. You've got Justin Witcher and Raymond Yeager now 4th and 5th, 11 and 15 point positions respectively. Todd Maxfield's up 13 at the moment. Warwick Sharp, that's the one I was talking about before, still up 13 places, just sitting right there within a second of the lead, half a second almost of the lead, as this is very much a top and bottom line right now. Is that Sean Hart trying to make a move there on Alan Gill? It is. Let's go to the chopper and just see him try and make this 3 wide, 35 laps in. And just behind him is one Nigel Patton that's just sniffing a chance here. He might be able to get past him, but Sean Hart pushes his way through 3 wide. This is where it's going to come from. This is where we're going to see. Look at the run he's getting though. He's making the C's part as Witcher gets out of his way as well. Gets along the side. Oh, Gill's in the wall. Gill is into the wall and dropping through the pack really quickly. The 613 of Gill, if I can get it. He's gone backwards. That's all it takes, man. He's dropped 20 positions, I think, just about, with that little mistake.
Yeah, that's pretty big one for Alan. He was up the front there, making moves, and the front runners really looking at trying to get to the front into the lead there. Just dropped back in the 24th position. Let's see how much damage he has. Let's see him following Jai Schul's Platinum Racing team in the Skypoint Racing colours tonight. We'll see what is happening at the moment. Looks like he hasn't lost too much speed, so it looks like he's just got up into the wall, just gave it a tap, and yeah, he's just kept going.
Look at these Ruben Phelps team behind there with the essential thing. They're having the time of their life. They know what they're doing. They know their plan. They're just sitting there. Keep an eye out for them. As Warwick Sharp, we were talking about the run he had. He has got himself up to a podium position now, splitting the Pinnacle Esports on the low line with Aaron Dillon on the outside of him. He is all but in the lead of this race. That little move he decided to do, he made it happen. That's why you keep an eye out for people like him. When he starts at the back, is the reason why he's starting at the back, and he knows how to get through the field. As we see, still 2 packs formed, still 8 seconds off the lead, the back pack is, which is really good to see. Emily Parcell, thank you for the support. Come on, Southern Star and Skypoint boys. They are in this with up to their armpits, with a chance. Anything can happen right now. They are working as a team, which is really good to see.
Yeah, and they're doing pretty well, and thanks for the comment, Emma. I've met her in real life, and she's an awesome person. But the one to look out for at the moment, I've noticed on the timesheets, Gary Wellman, Simboy's entry number 45. He is up 18 positions. He is the biggest mover of the race, and he's one of the top guys in the championship. So make sure.
Here it is. It's all happening. Get back to it. That's Dyson. Dyson's in trouble.
Yeah, and then we go caution on lap 40. So what did I say before, Wilco? The first 40 laps, if I'm correct, I either said 40 or I said 20.
Doesn't matter. Let's go back about 30 seconds and let's see what happened there, because I was too busy watching what was happening from the back of the field here on Gary Wellman, and he survived it. You can see here, it's all happened with Dwayne Priest. So let's go on board with him. And Dyson's just unfortunately nothing to do. We'll go on board with Dyson in a sec. Simboy's entry, you can see there, has just got into the back of Dwayne. As we go a bit of a slow-mo action here, has he checked up? He's just slowed up. Dwayne has. He's just gone a bit high there. That might be, who knows what that is, but yeah, that's unfortunately the 16 has gone into the rear of him, which has sent him down. He's clipped Dylan O'Shea, but that has put him right in the front of both Andrew Dyson and D-Mac.
And look at Darren McKenzie's avoidance.
It is great.
You can see they are on the pit exit, and who's that? The 91 Tom Pritchard there too. And then there's another Skypoint Racing, but look, on the anchors trying to get it stopped.
Oh.
The Skypoint entry there looks like it might be Andy Barber, just barely stopped the car. And how
the car
close
I
was
want
that?
to have a look. Let's go on board with Jai Schultz, right? Let's go back. Let's go on board. So he's right behind Hart at this stage, right? Let's go full pelt here. He's got Alan Gillies inside. You can see it up ahead. It's all happening. These two, they collect each other in front of him. So he's missed that one. He's gone through and then off he goes again. That is just good reflexes, I must say.
Yeah, and Skypoint Racing definitely were in the back of the hall just before the race. They were getting ready for their reaction time practice, and it looks like that's paid out. But caution on lap 42. Raymond Yeager was in the lead. Now it's Warwick Sharp, should I say. But how good is this so far? Everyone's in the pit lane. Everyone's up on the jack. So it looks like some people are taking tyres. Some people are not. Do you take the gamble here?
Early time, isn't it? But it just depends how much tyre wear you do get. Do you get it out of the way now? I tell you what, that's unfortunate for a few cars, but it's really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons. We've got some interesting box times here, right? Andrew Dyson's obviously taken some damage. He's about 10 seconds slower than everyone else in the box. Let's see if I can get this up. So previous last stop, length of last stop. There you go. Of our top 10, you see Dyson's number there sticks out, 37 seconds. You got a few down the back there taking damage. 69 seconds for Wellman. That's an interesting one. He must have got caught up somewhere, even though we were on board with him. Roffy's 32, but pretty much straight across the board. Flat, the fuel covered whatever they were doing. So very interesting. I haven't got the pit line times to show you, but have a look at this. Warwick Sharp, I've got to tell you, Warwick Sharp 53 seconds from start to end of pit lane, right? The person that I wanted to just quickly point out, 58.7 seconds, Todd Maxfield. They both stayed in the box. Actually, Todd Maxfield stayed in the box less than Warwick Sharp did. But there's 5 seconds there that Warwick Sharp has actually gained in pit entry and pit exit on Todd Maxfield in that stop.
Yeah, it looks like you never know what happens here. Sometimes people get held up and they can get through the pit lane a bit quicker. But yeah, we're about to go green very soon. Look, you can see them all getting into their formations, ready to go. Warwick Sharp, he's in the lead. Raymond Yeager will start next to him. Justin Witcher and Troy Davidson in the second row. So some of the quickest cars in the race so far up in the lead pack. So we're going to see what happens here. But cautions do breed cautions. So yeah, what are you looking out for in this restart, Wilco? 43 laps into this one, and it looks like they're just starting to pick up their pace.
Okay, I almost thought we had it. We had the two Pinnacle Esports back nose to tail, but it's not quite that. So Raymond Yeager will have the inside, Warwick Sharp on the outside. Justin Witcher, so hold on. No, so my timing board just mucked up. As you can see, Raymond Yeager playing silly buggers and going up behind the pace car, Warwick Sharp slowing down. But it is Warwick Sharp on the inside with Witcher behind him. It's going to be interesting to see. Also behind him then is Greg Spencer. So Pinnacle, if they had have been just around the other way, Pinnacle would have had the bottom line, which we've seen tonight has been the most consistent line to use, 3 abreast at the front of the field, or 3 astern at the front of the field, which would have been perfect. They would have timed the start, bumped out to the lead, and got a good gap on the not a gap on the field, but they would have been controlling this race. Interesting what they're going to do with Yeager on the outside. He needs to basically let Warwick Sharp jump, get enough of a gap and jump down the inside and pop him behind him and just run along with him. I think that's what we'll see. You got Sim Boys on the outside there, which will be loving that because they'll just jump and get the slingshot around on Yeager and go up. But you can see there's another Pinnacle Esports as well that wants to get down there. Nigel Patton, the Roffy boys are together. It's all happening. Pace car's in. Warwick Sharp has control of this field. We are about to go green yet again, and Warwick Sharp is taking his time and off he goes. He launches. Witcher is right behind him though. Witcher has got a great start. Not Spencer. Spencer has dropped off. Whoa, Yeager tries to get a gap that's not there. And it is all happening here. Yeager's left out to dry as the Simboys entry of Troy Davison has not happened. You see Witcher now getting up to get in front of his teammate Yeager to try and make something happen. The Simboys, it's almost the opposite. Simboys have got down and got to control this bottom line now behind Warwick Sharp, and Pinnacle's got the top line. You can see 4 astern they are at the top there. The Roffies have had a good jump because they were nose to tail, but Craig Roffies jumped up really well to be right behind the Simboys there on the bottom line, 4 deep in the bottom line. What do you think of that restart?
Yeah, pretty clean. We do see Warwick Sharp still maintaining his lead. We see cars going 2 and 3 wide too, but cautions do breed cautions. I won't be surprised if we see one in the next 20 laps. But the racing has been clean. Justin Witcher taking the lead, just dropping below, dropping in front of Warwick Sharp there, and so is Raymond Yeager getting ready to make a move from the outside. But how good is this? Lap 47 out of 134. We are just over 1/3 through, if I'm right. So be interesting to see how this race plays on from here after having our first caution.
I was just trying to look back there. I saw a car that was out of the ordinary. Aaron Bryan, doing a great job. The Code 9 entry up there in the top 10 right now. There's so many teams in the top 10. It's just easy to see one that's sticking up. That beautiful red. The Code 9 entry doing a great job up the front there. Just having a look, we talked about the amazing stop by Warwick Sharp, 53 seconds start to finish, 54.1 for Aaron Bryan. You can see that's why he's up the front there. As you see him very much standing out amongst all these things alongside Aiden Schultz, right ahead of which Sky Points that is Tom
Drive to
Pritchard.
Tom Pritchard there on the high line. They are side by side at the moment. We only have 2 rows being used at the moment, and I'm not going to give the commentators goes to anyone, so I'm not going to name names. But how good's this? Side by side, they're drafting each other. They're right up in the pace, and I'll be looking out for the different packs that will form. Remember, early on in the race, we did see a main pack, and then we did see the smaller pack kind of dragging away as they did. We can see here Ruben Phelps. He is also dropping back from the pack 2, little pack forming just there, but there's no doubt that they'll catch up. Other cars such as Andrew Dyson, Troy Mortensen, those types of people, they are falling back into a pack as well. But how good's this racing so far? Lap 50 out of 134. We're getting closer and closer to the end. Each lap we go, but the racing just keeps getting better.
That is it, and for some reason my Twitch is got the wrong thing on it. Apologies, no one's watching over there anyway, but that's okay. Twitch.tv/LockedOnLads. So what I wanted to point out here is we've got Ruben Phelps here, yes. We've also got interesting here. Oh, no, D-Mac into the side of... D-Mac spun. That was Dylan. He was in the side of. D-Mac is spun. We have a caution. Did he take anyone with him is the question. He's in the middle and he's reversing off. Oh my god. Chaos ensued. Let's go have a look back at this and replay. I want to go back to the chopper and we want to slow-mo this because what has happened here? He's just...
Looks like Aaron Dillon kind of came up and just gave him a bit of a tap, but they seem all right there, and then Aaron just came up again and then they tapped. But that's now the 3rd contact's happened with Aaron Dillon, and that's caused Darren McKenzie to lose control. He tried to catch it, the car went backwards. Now he's facing sideways in the corner, sliding around. Now he's backwards, so he'll be looking at the pack approaching, and he'll be squeezing his cheeks and praying that he doesn't get drilled, but he hits the back of the wall.
Look at the second pack coming along there as well. That's not the camera. Nah, I don't have a camera to go that direction, but there is a whole pack heading towards him right now. Gearbox maybe might get there. Nope.
Look at the rear wing there after he made backwards contact into the barrier too. So it looks like 3 different contacts were made with Aaron Dillon there with Darren McKenzie, which caused him to spin and then hit the wall. See a car down the bottom, car on the high, another car down the bottom. So they're doing an amazing job in avoiding the incident with Darren McKenzie. He has nowhere to go. Yeah, he just has his foot on the brakes and he's praying that he does not get drilled. And it looks like he didn't. But you know what, Wilco? I don't think that he got too much damage from that.
No, that's he's not in the server anymore, so he's gone. So that might be a personal decision. Who knows? That might be he's just out checking it in. He's 2 laps down right now. But we have a new leader of the race under caution. Craig Aroffi takes the lead. No stopping there. We do have the top 9 stayed out. Justin, which are the first of the cars that pit? On the lead, in the lead of the cars that pitted. So he's a 10th down, has taken that extra stop, except for Aaron Dillon, but he was in that accident. Okay, so he might have done something else. No, he's on the pit stop. He's just coming out now, finishing his 2nd stop. Of those cars, they're all splashes. They're all 9, 7, 6, that kind of seconds. I've got the wrong thing up there, so let's go back to that. You've got here, Ash Ness has gone in for a 2nd splash. He'll be the first car 3 stops in when he finally comes out here. It's very interesting little strategies that are going to play out here as we're on lap 54. We've got 80 to go. That extra bit of fuel will help him later on if there is a caution. But here he comes out. He will stay on the lead lap. Shannon Blackburn's one to keep an eye out for. He is on the lead lap and he's also doing a little bit of extra fuel right now as well. Remember we were talking, he was down, he was getting that bump from Peter Jones before. Let's see if he can get out before the crew come around. He will easily do that. as we go to the back straight to see what's going on with these cars. They're all single line, so we've still got another. We'll go final lap in just a moment as these cars come around 3 into 3 and go to 3-4. We'll be ready to race next time around. The top 9 don't have as much fuel as the cars behind them, which is going to make it very interesting come the end of the race if we go green for a bit. But as you said, cautions do precautions. We may see some more stuff happening as these guys get a bit antsy now. They've got some things to play. You can see Shannon's getting out here, getting back on the track, still on the lead lap. He's got his lap back, and he's going to race around to the back of the field and jump on again. So like I said, Shannon Blackburn, Ash Nessa, and Andrew Dyson. Andrew Dyson's probably got a little bit more damage repair done to get his car up to optimal performance. Don't count that man out. Dylan O'Shea was what I was trying to talk about before. He dropped back. We saw him up the front consistently. He wasn't in the incident at all. That was a purposeful decision to drop back. I think he was dropping back to help Dyson, his Exodus Racing teammate. But that's when the accident happened just behind him. So he's still hasn't been affected by any incidents tonight. He's got a clean car. He's 4 from 4 starts. This is his 5th start. Keep an eye on him as you see his teammate Dyson get around the back there as these guys are on the back straight. They're coming into 3-4. Gary Wellman's joining the back of the pack, but unfortunately he's 11 laps down. We still have 33 on the lead lap, which is exciting to see. Let's go back up the front. Let's see what Craig Roffey can do with Warwick Sharp on his outside. That man I was talking about before, Aaron Bryan, doing a great job in 3rd place tonight. Then we finally got some Sim Boys action with Todd Maxfield, the champion. No, I did that last week. Troy Davis is the championship leader. But we are good to go. As we can see here, Craig Roffey jumps. Gets a great jump. Warwick Sharp was napping there just a little bit. Aaron Bryan's going to get into 2nd place. Warwick Sharp finally starts to get a run here with Todd Maxfield along his tail. But Roffey, look at the lead he's getting. What a good start he's got.
Yeah, Craig Roffey has proven in quite a few series that I've been involved in. Also, he knows what he's doing, but it's interesting to see he's nearly pulled 0.4 of a second over Warwick Sharp. That's interesting to see. That's an interesting strategy call also. I wouldn't expect that one coming out of Craig this early in the race, but he is new to the oval scene with the supercars. Even though he has competed the majority of the season, he is still learning, and I've spoken to him outside of this, and yeah, he's just trying to learn as much as he can, and you can see it's paying off. Raymond Jaeger we're on board with at the moment. There's Justin Witcher, and it looks like Tom Pritchard ahead of him also. No, Andy Barber and Greg Spencer, my apologies. But look at the
never heard of him. Look at him in the top 10 though. What a job he's doing tonight. Come on.
Yeah, that's awesome. It looks like he's just trying to get up the front there, but I'm not going to talk about him. No, I'm not going to talk about the commentator's curse of Andy Barber, but look at the speed. 295, now 300 kilometers an hour. They're reaching the top speeds at the moment, all in the pack. They're doing really well. Not to make too much contact with each other. We've had 2 cautions here tonight, and it looks like the top 15 are the... No. Actually, that's my mistake. The majority of everyone is on the lead lap. We haven't seen too many cars out, but look, it's starting to get a bit hairy.
Jaeger 3 wide. What is he doing? He's right in there. He's got Greg Spencer on his outside, Dyson on the inside there. Witcher's even getting a little bit closer on the up front there. These guys are battling for sheep stations already. 59 laps in. Oh, he's all over the back here. What a view we've got from the chopper here tonight. Dylan O'Shea is going to make the move here. I think we'll go back to that restart. I'll talk about that restart just again. I think Craig Roffey was caught up in a problem of he got too good a start and everyone around him didn't get as good a start, and he just jumped out. He wouldn't be planning to try and put 4/10 on the pack. It's just circumstantial that's the way it happens. Good to see he held on to it. Usually when the pack catches up to you at that point, you usually fall back a bit, but he's able to keep the lead. Aaron Bryan's the one that's dropped off the lead, but you can see there the 91 of Tom Pritchard, who you mistakenly thought was further down. He's sitting in third. What a job, good job from him. Skypoint Racing doing a great job tonight as he gets a run with Witcher behind him to help him out, trying to get the lead.
Yeah, that's right. Tom Pritchard back from Europe. He only flew in this morning and he's already started the 12 hour and now in the Australasian Supercar eSeries. So he flew in, landed and straight onto the sim. How good is this? Craig Roffey out in the lead, Warwick Sharp, and then of course Tom Pritchard there. He's looking at making a move on Warwick Sharp to sitting on the high line. We can see his teammate just poking their heads in the background. Andy Barber's the closest and he's in 12th position too, so he'll be just trying to get up to his teammate there to assist, but it looks like Greg Spencer from Pinnacle is also going to make that a bit difficult. But 63 out of 134, the laps are coming down really quick. You can see we've had quite a lot of green laps so far since the last caution, and it's showing how much good racing there is. 3 and 4 wide at the moment. It's getting a bit crazy up the front there. If I was Tom Pritchard, I'd be being a bit cautious because we have 2 Pinnacle cars there. We have a Sim Boys, we have a middle split, and I'm not so sure what Warwick Sharp's team is, but how good is that? Top teams up in the top spots.
We're going 3 wide here if we get this right. If Jaeger and Witcher get a run on the outside here, we'll be 3 wide. We're already halfway through the race. What is going on? We talked about how sensible they were at the start. It's been all thrown out the window since the first caution, and we're playing. We're gonna win this race at the halfway mark. But you see Dylan O'Shea there, just bobbing and weaving. He's not really moving anywhere, but he's picking the line pretty well. He's making his gaps. Todd Maxfield though is doing another great job up front, and really doing a great job getting up there. But yeah, these cars just. They were team racing to start with. They're not now. You can see how much they've broken up. The only 2 that have really stuck together here, well, they just didn't. Pinnacle just swapped lines. There's plenty of Pinnacle there, but they're just not together like they used to be. The Skypoint aren't together like they were. It's all very interesting. I think they're trying to battle to get to each other. The closest one are the Roffies from Middle Split Racing, only split up by Warwick Sharp at the moment, which is great to see those Roffies getting up front there. It is really good. We've got Tony Roffey in chat. Craig and Warwick are teammates for championship. There you go. So that is the best we've got at the moment, as although Kim's just dropped a little bit off the pack here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 if they're for the championship, if they're all in the same team, which is really good to see, having a working relationship just there. Where are these guys racing next week is the question we've just got in chat. I can tell you that is Phoenix Raceway next week. 200 laps pre-quali starts at, I think it's about 7 p.m. Eastern. Keep an eye out for that one. Thanks to Witcher Electrical, Edge Setups, Locked on Loads TV, My Private Seller though. They're the ones who are bringing everything to you tonight. That's the main thing. Go check them out if you want to help out this series. Pagnian Imports. I'm going to say it wrong every time, but you know where I'm talking about, don't you, everyone? Thank you for joining us in Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook tonight. As we see, this pack racing is crazy good. How exciting is this? These next 70, we're pretty much halfway through the race. These next 70 odd laps are going to go by really quickly. As we see 3 wide, Dylan O'Shea is making his move. Almost gets cut off by Roffey, and that would be Kim, I believe. But Dylan O'Shea has made his way back to the lead. His teammate, I'm just trying to find him right now. Where is Dyson? I can't quite see him at the moment. Let's just find his number. There he is. He's still at the back of the pack-ish. So he's down in 29th position. But Dylan O'Shea, he's only got 2 cars in front of him. One's a Sim Boys, one's a Middle Split Racing. Gets in front of Warwick Sharp, right on his nose. Let's have a look at what he is seeing from his perspective as we ride on board with Dylan O'Shea, the man who's up for a 5-peat tonight. If he gets 5 starts and 5 wins, it'll really help. You can see Jaeger has made his way to the front of the field, which is where you want to be. You can see in the rear vision mirror there, which is on the outside. These are the 3 wide for the lead going into turn 3-4 here as we bust out onto the final straight. Go past the pits. What is going to happen? That is how close this racing is. And that's how much wheel work Dyson O'Shea is doing to keep this thing going as fast as he's got it going. What spectacular pictures. I love seeing these guys in action. They just are the top of their game right now.
Yeah, and look how close the pack is. We see a couple of cars just dropping down onto the apron there. A bit interesting, but we are under caution yet again.
Yes, I'm just
for the
looking
third
at that.
time.
Michael Berta has had an has been involved, and Tim Blundell is going a bit slow, but I think it was Michael Berta I saw going pretty quickly backwards, or is it Noddy? Let's go back and have a look at a replay. Yeah, you can see there Berta. Yeah. It was. Oh, my first call was right. Got into his teammate when he come back to rejoin. Dyson was involved there a little bit, but it's all from a checkup that's happened way back. Way back. Has he done it himself? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I think so.
He's on the apron. He comes back on to the track, gets a little bit wobbly, gets back onto that apron, which is never good, gets right down. That's never going to end well. Oh, it's a little maybe a bit of netcode there from Shannon Blackburn.
I do see contact a bit behind there as well, so that's something to note as well. But how good is that? That's Troy Mortensen in the car 3. Excellent avoidance there. Looks like he got away pretty scot-free, and that's good to see.
It's so close, but he's got there. So
if we take a look a couple cars back, you can also see a bit of contact.
It's the other one. It's Peter Jones, I reckon. Or no.
There we go. Teammates just got together. So, yeah, interesting to see. You never really see teammates get together, but we'll see what's going to happen there.
That's the 41. Is that the 41? No, what's that? That's the 81. So that's already happened. So let's go on board with Tim Blundell. Let's go on the chopper. He's had a little bit of a moment with Dyson. This is that one I was talking about. So what's the best angle for this one? Let's go there. See, the difference is, right, I'm going to try and be Scotty Rankin here, okay? So we're on board here with, you'd see his teammate, Michael Berta ahead, right? He's had an incident. First thing that he wants to do, he's got his other teammate up in front of him, which I think is Peter Jones. No, Nick Smith. They've all slowed up, okay? They've all slowed up because they're on the radio. They're in the comms with each other. They know what's going on. They know there's an accident up ahead, so they've slowed up so that they were avoiding it. On board here with Dyson. Go along. He can see something happening, but you can see them on the brakes there. Like, they're straight on the brakes, these two cars in front, because they're in the comms with him. And he just gets too big a run and just clips him. And I think there's not much in that clip. There's probably a little bit of netcode there, if anything. What do you reckon? There's a little bit of netcode there?
Yeah, it could be a little bit, but you know what? The race review at the end is definitely going to dictate that. But yeah, we can kind of see a bit of netcode there. You see Andrew Dyson just giving Tim just a little bit of a tap as he goes by, but looks like not that much damage.
I don't think there's much major damage there. No, I think all three of those cars from the same team are involved in that, and I don't think any of them are really too worse for wear. So let's go back to live footage as we see these teammates get back together. They're back on the track getting ready for a restart. Let's have a look. We have a common name at the front here. Dylan O'Shea is in the lead. You can see Simboy's car in front. That is the car of 022 Nicholas Walsh, who will go by the pace car when we go around at the end of this lap. And he will potentially get one, or you go back to 4 laps down. No, 5 laps down. He'll stay 5 laps down, but that's neither here nor there. So the top cars have all pitted. Pretty much everyone pitted then. I'm trying to see. Yes. No one stayed out. I think we are now good to go to just about the end. We are 60 laps down, which is about roughly what these guys can get out of a tank. It's 55. I think it's usually 54, 55. So if we get another couple cautions, these guys are good to go. If it's green to the end, I think it'll be interesting. I'd say fresh tyres are a must for a few people here, but at the moment, Dylan O'Shea leads Justin Witcher. Troy Davison is there in third. Craig Roffey in fourth. Todd Maxfield fifth. Kay Donnelly sixth. Warwick Sharp seventh. Greg Spencer eighth. Dwayne Priest in ninth. Tom Pritchard in 10th. That's your current top 10 right now. Out of that pack, there's a few cars that have lost out tonight, but the big ones are Warwick Sharp is still up 19 positions. You've also got Aaron Bryan, who we've talked about a bit tonight, up 20 positions. Peter Jones, who was the one I thought was in that pack.
Yeah, we see everyone formed up, ready for the restart. My Private Seller, the league naming rights sponsor, Locked On Lads TV. I'll just run through some of the league sponsors too. The Edge, Setup Shop, Hot Today's Heating Installs, United Electrical Solutions, Pagnian Advanced Simulation, and Witcher Electrics. Barney is holding the green flag over the racetrack, getting ready to wave it. See a few cars down the apron, and we are green yet again on lap 75, going 2 and 3 wide. Justin Witcher just poking the nose out, has the lead at the moment, drops down in front of Dylan O'Shea. Watch out for Dylan though. 5 starts so far. Let's see if he can make it 5 wins from 5 starts. But he's right tucked behind Justin Witcher. We see him go 3 wide quite a few times down the pack. We do see a Skypod racing car dip down to the bottom on the apron. Don't know what happened there, but how good is the racing so far? Everyone is so clean. No contact so far. Single fire for a bit, and then it goes double.
Yeah, look, I hate to say it, we are waiting for the big one, because we have not had a big one. We've had a couple incidents that really, we are still talking. Dyson is sitting 33rd. He's on the lead lap. He's 12 seconds off the lead. Something's happened there. So him and Andy Barber are particularly well off the pace. But Ash Ness is in 31st, 5 seconds off the lead. We've got 2 retirements, Gary Wellman, Darren McKenzie. Nicholas Walsh is a few laps down we saw before. Noddy Tompkins is sitting there in the gun spot for a lucky dog if there is another caution to get his lap back. But Dyson's coming out of the pits there. I think there's been, if I find Andy Barber... Ooh, no, there hasn't. But something's happened there with Dyson. I assume that's one of 2 things. That's a black flag. It has to be. He's come in. Either that there was more damage there. No, he wouldn't have had that. So something's happened there. He's gone through the pits an extra time. He's come out. It's either incident points or it's maybe an infringement with the restart where someone didn't quite catch up to him or something or other. That's put him a lap down. He's now racing Noddy Tompkins for that lucky dog if we get another one. But keep an eye out for that. Do not count him out. Still, Warwick Sharp, you can see unfamiliar for position here since he got up the front. He's now down the back of the top 10. Once again, slower pit stop than everyone else, but he did not stop last time, so that played into it as well. More fuel he put in to get himself to the end. Witcher, though, doing a great job. As you can see, Andy Barber just ahead there, trying to hold his spot on the lead lap intact as Witcher comes around with Dylan O'Shea behind him, Kay Donnelly behind that. And then Troy Davison, our championship leader, snapping onto the back. Oh no, that's Aaron Dillon on the outside. Sorry, wrong Simboy's car, but Simboy's doing a great job tonight, covering a very good percentage of the top 10 right now. 80 laps in, 54 to go. This is pretty much usually the number you want to see to get home, and as I said, we're a few laps beyond that, so if there'll be a few people, there'll probably be fuel saving just a little bit, just in case, and there'll be a few that'll be going hard because we will most likely get a caution in that time. Once we get the next caution, I think everyone's home and ready to go, right on fuel. But Andy Barber's going to be part of this fairly soon. Lose his lap. He's very much going backwards quickly, 28.4 seconds off the lead. We are looking at 30.7 seconds for a lap, so he's within 2 seconds of this lead pack. And will we see any carnage as he tries to make his way backwards through the front pack? Oh, Dyson gets a little bit wobbly there. Dylan goes down the inside, takes advantage of that little mistake, and pushes on to... Oh, no, they're into each other. Dylan has just come up high on O'Shea. That's my quick read on it without going back to a replay, but I could be wrong. As you said before, the scrutinies will go over that later on and decide. Didn't cause caution, no harm, no foul, so hopefully nothing wrong, but it has cost Dylan O'Shea some positions there. He's gone backwards in the pack just a little bit as he's lost momentum, and when you lose momentum you do go back quick. What do you reckon? Did you catch any of that, Ryan?
No, personally I didn't catch. I had to just reset the my Discord stream, but we see Andy Barber there just poking in the picture. Justin Witch is approaching him. He'll be trying to hold on to his lead lap. Not sure what happened there. Haven't seen a replay about it just yet, but I'm sure that we'll see it very soon. But yeah, he's just trying to hold on to it. If he can just get overtaken, then jump into the pack, he could get the wave round in the next caution. I'm having my fingers crossed. But how good is this? Justin Witch has the lead at the moment. It's getting a bit tight down towards the mid-pack there, but as always, we see some tight racing, and no doubt we'll have an awesome finish.
I'm going to quickly just try something here. Let's see what happened. I've got a point of interest here. Dyson was already going into the pits at this stage. This is a round back round where, yeah, they both had to go into the pits. So there, I reckon that's 2 black flags. And I think if you go by that, Dyson's come into the pits, Barber in front, that's a restart infringement. I assume Dyson may have... Oh, and he's stuffed up his pit box, and that's what that is. So that's why the difference is. That's why Barber's come out in front, and Dyson's went straight a lap down. Dyson's now parked it again. So he is maybe decided that's the end of his night, as he is in the pits. So that's what happened to Andy Barber. We found it out. We got there. It's very easy, isn't it, Ryan, to have a restart infringement, especially if the field's just not quite together where they should be when it does restart.
Yeah, and I've had a couple of restart infringements myself. They're not really a nice thing to get, but you know what? It's all right. I'm sure he can get back onto the lead lap. He is right up the front, so he will be trying to hold him to that really well. He definitely isn't off the pace either. It doesn't look like he has damage, so...
There we go. He's going to get his spot back because Raymond Yeager or Greg... Raymond Yeager has been spun around. As long as he gets around this, Andy Barber gets around this, he'll get the lucky dog right now. But that is Raymond Yeager, the car number 1, the defending champion, the person who's right up in there for the chance to get massively spun around. Let's find out what happened as we go to the chopper and we slow this down. You can see there, he's just jumping in. He's made that third line, which whether it's there or not, Stevie Dubb, I'm assuming 98, does get up and gets net coded him, and then that pushes him into Aiden Schultz, and Aiden Schultz has got no option but to keep going at that pace. He just can't stop, which has unfortunately spun Raymond Yeager around, facing the wrong direction. Once again, great job from the field avoiding him. That's all we've seen tonight consistently, is cars getting spun and avoiding each other, which is really good to see. But that's great news. I know it's not great news for Raymond Yeager, but that is absolutely great news for the one Andy Barber, who we were talking about before. You can see his Raymond Yeager's car's not moving the best right now. That's taken heavy hit on...
And you know what I think we should do, Wilco? I reckon we should just go back to the replay again and watch it full time, because that was a huge contact to the wall. So we'll check this out in full time just before we did. Yeah, just before we did have it as slow-mo, so you can really see how big this contact is. We'll see if we can jump down more towards the track rather than the high, and that can just really show us how big the contact was, because it was massive. So let's check this one out. Bang, big contact. Smashes the rear of the car on the wall, and then he just has to try and crab that back to the pit lane, but there's no doubt he is out of this one, out of contention for the win. Look at this, bang, he's shooken up, and he'll be happy that that's not in real life, because he would have been taken to the medical center pretty quick.
The worst part here is this is start-finish line. There's the pit lane there. He has to do a full lap before he can get this thing, and you can see it. He's going straight on the track. That's at about 11 or 10 o'clock. that steering wheel. That is not a good car. That's going to be in the pits for a while there. And I'd suspect there's some damage to the engine there as well. As he now, the salt in the wounds is he catches up. He gets the car going straight, but now he catches up to the field. And he has to wait and go around. I assume he's looking for his position to avoid any penalties for anyone. But he'll grab him. Like you can see, that car is not in a good position. Let's go live again. So we see him still on the deck. Let's have a look at his teammate, Justin Witcher. Of those cars, Craig Roffey did not pit. He is happy to go till the end. He does not need a splash. Everyone else splashed. That is interesting.
That is a bold strategy call. So we'll definitely see if that's going to pay off. But
that's Dylan O'Shea taking a blue witch's hat for a bit of a ride there. Look, I said they were close. I said one more caution would probably get them there. I think it's a lot closer than we thought, but I think the thing with Craig is he was up there anyway. This has just guaranteed him the start, which he must be super confident on these numbers. I like it. It's a good call. If you don't need to go in, don't go in. But I suspect he may be hoping for one more caution, which in 44 laps, we could do it. We could see it. That was a 17 lap stint we just saw then. It's only got to go twice as long, and that'll be it. But they've all taken about 10 seconds of fuel. That's interesting amount of fuel. That's still a fairly large chunk of fuel they've put on. I don't know what's happening here. I'm confused in a good way. We'll see what happens here as the rest of the race unfolds. Lots of different strategies playing out as these guys get ready to go to file. As they come around into turns 1 and 2. You can see the field there. Most of the cars still looking really good. Most of the cars still on the lead lap. Andy Barber is back on the lead lap. Noddy Tompkins, unfortunately, victim of circumstance there, would have got his lap back, but Andy Barber just went backwards enough to be a lap down. Raymond Yeager 2 laps down, still in the pits after 3 minutes of repairs. Nicholas Walsh still those 5 laps down. Andrew Dyson still in the pits after 8 minutes of something. I don't know what, but he's 12 laps down there. In the server, in the pit bay, I'd say he's probably spotting for Dylan O'Shea, and just although he wouldn't be in the server, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of contact there, so I'm not surprised that they are still in the pit lane after that one, especially Raymond Yeager having probably the biggest contact that I've seen the whole race, really.
That was a big hit. Yes, and it is a bit. And like I said, let's talk again about how before we. No, these guys are going. Let's not talk about it. Let's go. Craig Roffey gets the jump, gets across the start-finish line, and once again leaves a bit of a gap there again. O'Shea goes wide, doesn't want to par of this, and Witcher comes along the inside and definitely going to hold down that number 2 spot right ahead of Cade Donnelly, who's having a bit of a race within himself tonight. Interesting to see. Usually he's banging doors and making moves. He's just going under the radar, which is very Cade Donnelly, but very good to see. I like it. We are going back too wide as Dylan O'Shea moves up ahead. He doesn't want to give away this 5th win in a row as the pace car's out again.
Yeah, we'll see what happened there because
Blundell's going backwards quick. This is a big one. Nigel Patton's involved. Dwayne Priest is involved. There's a Pinnacle Esports car. Greg Spencer is involved. Craig Spencer's going to tow. Wow, that's a big one.
You know, we said there, Wilco, the big one is coming.
Spencer's on his roof. That's not a good start.
And who's that down the bottom? Is that Andy Barber?
Let's have a look here. There's a lot going on here. Let's have this. Let's go from here. Stay on the camera. Let's go full speed. Dwayne Priest gets. Oh no, I think he's just lost it himself.
It got loose and
on tail. I think he's put.
Look how high it got.
There's fresh tyres involved there and cold tyres involved there. Has to be. But there's a lot of cars that have been brought out in that. So let's look at Sean Hart's down there. Shannon Blackburn's down there. Both of the methanol racing cars are in there. As I said, Nigel Patton's coming to the back there. There's a lot that's happened in the back here after the pack. So Nigel Patton's the one I want to look at here. Where's Nigel on my screen to jump to him? I can't find him.
Yeah, while we look for Nigel's cam, it looks like the Pinnacle Esports team at the moment, they're going to need to put 2 of their cars in the back hauler for repairs. That's 2 Pinnacle Esports cars out. First Roman Jaeger, and now look at this.
That's fascinating. That's 2 cars that have lost it in the same spot. It's Shannon Blackburn has also... We go on board with him. We go from this lovely chopper. Has he got contact? No, he's just got wobbly. He's just got wobbly on his own, and he's lost the rear and just come down and hit Nigel. That's a second incident. Oh, you can see there Sean Hart just getting rear-ended by Tim Blundell as well. That's a lot to unpack for the stewards after the race, but unfortunately, I think it's just 2 driver errors that have come together in the one part.
Definitely like the big main incident where we did have the Pinnacle car there flipping Greg Spencer, if I'm correct. That was, looks like he just lost it. And then we also just saw another incident there where another car lost the rear end. So I've heard from my own team, just before I jumped into the broadcast booth at the start of the race, Aiden Schulz, for example, he said that the setup was probably one of the best setups that they've ran in the series. Nice and stable also. So it definitely doesn't seem like it's a loose setup. It just seems like they are running on old tyres, old Dunlop tyres. And yeah, it looks like it just got away from them in the rear. But you never know what's going to happen in these races. Lap 95 out of 134. I've said it before, I'll say it again. These laps are coming down quickly. Justin Witcher still has the lead, but how good is the racing so far? We see Justin Witcher, Cade Donnelly, Dylan O'Shea, Troy Davison, Todd Maxfield, Aaron Dillon, Tom Pritchard, Stevie Williams, Jamie Nektavis, and Aiden Schultz. That is your top 10 at the moment. How good is that?
This is interesting. I've just been watching it. You've been watching me muck around with the cameras. That is very good top 10. Warwick Sharp wasn't in the top 10. He wasn't even top 20. I had to go find him. We said before he must have looked like he thought he was good on. No, it was Craig Roffey, wasn't it? But Warwick Sharp's got damage down the right-hand side there. He's got in for a stop. Craig Roffey was the one who was confident on fuel, but he's also had to stop just then, and he's gone way back in the pack as well. So they've obviously, I think that's an error in strategy from those guys, and they've obviously lost track position when it counts, because no one's going to pit from here on out. They're not going to get any more positions by pitting. If they had pitted with the other guys before, they'd be in the same position they were back then. Now they're stuck at the back of the field with only, as you said, under 40 laps to go now. If this goes green to the end, they've got no chance of... Even now, they've got a long way to catch up, and it's a roll of dice that I don't think's worked. I don't understand the roll of dice, but that's okay. I'm up here, they're down there. That's why. That's one big difference. So good on them for making the call.
Yeah, that's right. And keep an eye on the Simboys entries. We do have 3 of the Simboys up the top line there. Troy Davison, Aaron Dillon, Todd Maxfield. They're there up the top. But how good's this? Safety car pulls into the pit lane. Cade Donnelly, Justin Witcher to start this one.
Sorry, O'Shea was really bumping the back of Witcher there, trying to give him a hurry on to make the decision to go. Witcher's got him just on one of the points where he wasn't quite pushing and jumped out to the lead. O'Shea's in second there. You can see the car just moving around a little bit in the rear, but not too bad. Cade Donnelly in third. And as we mentioned before, Troy Davison leading this pack leading this championship is in 4th position. As we go back, just watching there, Craig Roffey's already making some moves. Him and Warwick Sharp are flying through this field already. As you can see there, Skypoint entry car of someone was getting very loose on the apron there. Is it Andy? Yeah, it is Andy Barber on the outside there. He was very loose on the inside there before. As these two work together to try and come back through the field. As we know, they're working for championship points together. So they're going to work together to come through the pack there. And Andy's going to take full advantage of it, and he's not going to miss a beat.
Yeah, that's right. He's not waiting long. He is getting down the bottom and trying to make the moves to get up the front. But how good is this? The pack side by side. They're all fighting for the first place trophy here tonight. But it looks like Justin Witcher, Dylan O'Shea, and Troy Davidson have their grips on the podium at the moment.
You can't take your money off Dylan O'Shea right now. He's sitting in the box seat. He's second position. He's won the last 4 races he's driven in, and he's all over the back. Let's have a look how close this guy is to the back. Oh, I've gone on the wrong car. Dylan O'Shea. Look at the back. There's some sponsorship for Witcher Electric, and Edge Setup Shop and Pinnacle Esports right there. That's as close as Dylan O'Shea or anyone can get to those little stickers. Witcher Electrics all over the back of him. Look at this Holden. Just trying to hold his line, and Dylan O'Shea is not making that easy for him. He's right in the back there, unsettling the back of that car, no end. And Cade Donnelly enjoys it. You can see him just poking down the inside there as we go on board. Look at the wheel work. As in Dylan O'Shea in 6th gear, just trying to hold it. But you can see Cade Donnelly's getting his nose down there. He's going to get the lead here. Cade Donnelly's going to come out of this corner, and look at him. 3 wide. Peter Jones is doing a great job. You can see him in the unmarked white car, getting his way up there, working around about the Warwick Sharp and Craig Roffey. Aaron Bryan is still there and thereabouts as well, so keep an eye out for him. But Dylan O'Shea's all over the back of Witcher here. But those Sim boys have got a 1-2, and there's Stevie Dub has come up there in the Sim Rigs entry, and he's now battling for lead. And don't look at that. Essential fire protection cars of that'd be Ruben Phelps and Jamie Nankervis. We talked about how they were at the back of the pack all race, strategy wise. They're now right up the front and battling for this race as well.
Yeah, how good's that? Just we had the middle split racing car down the back end of the first pack there. Looks like they got up and nearly just hit the barrier, but we see at the moment multiple different packs here. You can see that first pack. You can see the 3 Skypoint cars, a couple of Southern Stars cars. You can see a few Sim boys, but unfortunately we have 2 of the Pinnacle Esports cars are missing out of the pack after their 2 monstrous accidents here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But how good is this? The final Justin Witcher there, just the last person in his team of the Pinnacle Esports cars. He's up the front there, redeeming for the team. But how good is this? Looking at the back of the rear wing, look at Dylan O'Shea giving him the hurry up. We can't get our eyes off him. Let's see if he can make it 5 from 5, but I won't jinx him or give him commentator's curse for this one. Whoa. But it's getting tied up.
Something happened in the mid-pack here. Everyone's going slow. There is no caution. What is going on? What has happened here? Now we get the caution. Oh, I thought we weren't going to get a caution, and I definitely saw a car facing the wrong way back there. There it is, right there. Brian, I was talking about Andy Barber, in fact, is facing the wrong direction right there. That was at the back of this pack. Aiden Schultz has come from somewhere to hit someone as well. Aiden Schultz, let's go on board with Aiden Schultz. He seems to be almost the catalyst, and no bad words for Aiden, but he seems to be the one that started this somehow. Yeah, you can see just into Warwick Sharp there, and whoa, he's hit a few cars. That's almost
hit his own teammate. He's hit his own teammate too. That's Andy Barber. Looks like, let's have a look at Andy Barber and see what happened there too, because he was absolutely innocent in that one.
So let's
see what happens
from Andy Barber, because that's the car you want to see. Andy Barber on board. This is what happens. This is full speed as an accident. You got Aiden Schultz going 3 wide. Where do you go? Where do you go? Let's back Warwick Sharp. We'll go around the outside with him. There's just a bit of contact there. Oh, he's gone. And then, oh no, he's back.
And we see him trying to catch the car sideways, ruining those Dunlop tyres. But looks like he didn't get touched. Oh, Derek Jacobs there over the nose just nearly gets him. That was tight. He was on the anchors, but those tyres would be ruined, and he would be hoping that he has one set of tyres left, because those tyres would be absolutely flat spotted on all 4 of those tyres.
Oh, so who's he actually hit? So Derek Jacobs here. Let's go on the nose or the roof of him. Let's have a look at this at full speed. It's all happening. Oh, where do I go? Where do I go? I'm fine here. 2 cars cut across in front of him. His gap is wide. He's got 2 car on the bottom, car on the top. Let's just stay in the middle. At that point there, what do you do, Ryan? What do you do at that point there?
You know, go for the middle and pray. That's what I say. But looks like Aiden Schulz there coming down the bottom, gets absolutely drilled. 2 teammates getting together. There's 3 Southern Stars cars in that. If you count the SkyPoint Racing, they are Southern Stars, but that's the sister team. Looks like they had quite a lot of the cars in the incidents tonight, just like the Pinnacle Esports cars. But there's no doubt that Derek Jacobs, his engine will be toast after that one, and there's no doubt that Aiden Schulz will be out of this one, just like the Pinnacle cars.
Yeah, there's a few cars. Well, I was about to say we've got 26 cars on the lead lap, 5 seconds off the lead. Before I noticed a lot of red on my timing board, which was indicating cars were slowing down behind. And yeah, that's unfortunate. That's taken out. I would suspect.
It's 5 cars.
Yeah. I'm just trying to see, because people stayed out by the look of it that I expected to go in. No, Derek Jacobs is the first one to go lap down. He's exited the server. Aiden Schultz is still moving on the lead lap. It's interesting. We'll see. This pace car's going around. Lights are flashing. We finish line is imminent. We'll do another lap. Lights should go out, and we'll find out with 26 laps to go. By the time we restart, probably 25 laps to go. Everyone's fine on fuel, everyone's fine on tyres. Lots to involve here. Todd Maxfield has the lead, Justin Witcher in second, Kay Donnelly third, Dylan O'Shea in fourth, Stevie Dubs up to fifth, Troy Davis in sixth, Jamie Nankervis doing a great job back up into seventh, Aaron Dillon in eighth, Ruben Phelps in ninth, and Tom Pritchard in 10th.
And why don't we bring up one of the Pinnacle Esports drivers of Raymond Jaeger up into the broadcast booth. We do have a bit of time to talk to him. Raymond Jaeger, we've brought you up into the broadcast booth for a quick chat before we go green. 2 of your cars have been put up in the hauler after 2 big incidents. Bit disappointing night in the Pinnacle Esports team channel.
Oh, mate, she's not great, nah. Yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what to say, man. It's been a tough one.
Yeah, you were right up the front throughout the race too, just like your teammates, Justin Witcher, Nigel and Greg. Obviously, it hasn't been the way it hasn't gone to plan, or to your plans coming into this one, should I say, but how's Justin feeling? Is he feeling good about this one? Do you think he can have a crack at taking this one away from Todd Maxfield?
Yeah, look, obviously, yeah, it hasn't gone to plan personally, but all the teams. But yeah, Justin probably. Look, I think he's the best driver of these cars around these tracks in the series, so I would back him in for sure.
Can I ask a quick question? How many times has he swore about Dylan O'Shea hitting him in the rear?
Actually, no, not at all. So Dylan's actually told us that he's going to help us out. So yeah, that's all part of the plan.
Yeah, he's going to help you guys out to the last lap.
Well, look, of course, yeah. Mate. Once you get to the last lap, it's all for yourself. Try and get the win, obviously, but we appreciate the help while it lasts.
Yeah, that's right. And you guys will be going into our next round, definitely hoping to have a bit of a better race. But we're about to go green. I appreciate you being open to us, bringing you up and having a chat to you.
All good, man. Anytime. I'm always happy to chat. So can't go worse than this week. So let's bring on next week.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks, Justin. We are now green yet again for the Australasian Supercar eSeries. Todd's Maxfield up in the lead at the moment. We're green yet again. Dylan O'Shea, he's dropped back in the fourth. Keep an eye on him. Justin Witch will be working together with him, like they just said before. See what's going to happen here. We see 2 and 3 wide. There's a battle up the front for the win. It is on now. We are so close to the end of the race. Everyone's just going to go and put their foot to the floor.
How good is something for you, Ryan? What's the chances we see a Sim Boys lockout here? There's 4 of them I see up front here. I know I just said you can't knock back Dylan O'Shea in this position, but we got 4 Sim Boys cars in the top 6 or 7 here. Is there any chance they can lock out this podium?
Well, there's always a chance. I've seen it personally with the Mill Split Racing crew. They've had lockouts too, so we can see that it's definitely possible, and I wouldn't doubt that it will happen. But how good is this? The Sim Boys are always good. We've had Aaron Dillon, if I'm correct, or one of the Sim Boys last season finished upside down. Ooh, and that was a wild finish. But we see Nigel Patton down the bottom there, slowed up. And then we also see the front pack getting a bit more hairy, 2 wide at the moment. 112 out of 134. That's a big time in the race where we're going to see a lot of the battles, door-to-door action and contact.
That was Nigel Patton driving. Oh, here we go. I can't talk about Dylan O'Shea's in the wall. Aaron Dillon helped him into that. He's going backwards through the pack. There is no caution with that at all. I just want to quickly go back and have a look at that. I've said he put him into the wall, like as in that's just the way it happened. It's not a on purpose thing. But you can see here the Sim Boys entry of Aaron Dillon just behind Dylan O'Shea, coming into turn 1 and just gets up beside him. Oh, it's Cade Donnelly first. It's O'Shea trying to go around the outside. There's some damage to that car. That car's not going to be in a good position when we go live. And we have the caution is happened. And Dylan O'Shea looks like he's been caught up in as more cars get caught up in the end. So while we were watching that replay, I knew that would happen. Something else bigger has happened. And you see here Dwayne Priest. So Dylan O'Shea here is trying to come back up to speed. Just gets a touch into Dwayne Priest. That's fine. That's okay. That's not what's caused it.
Who's that who's that Skypoint entry there? I can't really see. There you go, Troy Mortensen. Looks like
okay, so Witcher. Oh, this is bigger. We've just talked to Pinnacle Esports. Witcher was involved in something while we weren't watching. Oh no.
No, Mikey. No,
this is involved again. They're 4 wide here. That's a problem. Look at this. 4 wide. Don't do 4 wide. Stevie Dub has come and collected. Well, I'm not going to say he came and collected. So let's have a look. They're 3 wide on the low line. Which has come down. Williams has gone up. They've come together. And that has brought Cade Donnelly into the picture. The rear has gone into Witcher, which hasn't helped the situation. Stevie Dub's held it. And unfortunately, you can see Cade Donnelly's on the brakes. It's not like he's driving hard into him. But he's got nowhere to go because Witcher's speed has basically stopped. You can see his wheels aren't even spinning now. He's locked up. Roffey here is going to do a great job of missing. Warwick Sharp there gets down the inside. Aaron Dillon's got nowhere to go. Out on the marbles, does a great job of avoiding it.
And then you see Justin Witcher just make contact in the back of the barrier there. We did see that he didn't have a rear wing in that, so I wonder if there's been another contact. He's dropping down on the bottom there to get into the apron. Looks like it's all fine. It doesn't look like he would have gotten a big amount of damage there, but yeah, having all those Pinnacle cars getting into an incident with each other is definitely not something that we want to see. But we take a look at Justin Witcher there. Not too much damage to his car. He'll be hoping to just get that back to the pits and just try and get as much damage fixed as he can, because he still has a shot at this one if he can get back up to the front. We are so close to the end of the race, but anything can happen. We've seen the big one. We've seen two big ones, actually, and both of them involve the Pinnacle cars, and now there's another incident that has included them into the list of cars getting into incidents. But not a good round in the team of Justin Witcher, Greg Spencer, Nigel Patton, and Raymond Jaeger. They won't be happy with this one, but they'll definitely be looking forward to the next one. Todd Maxfield, Troy Davidson up in the front there.
Troy
Take
Davidson,
a look at that.
the big winner out of tonight. Pretty much everyone that he was fighting for the championship with is not in the race anymore, or not really in the race much at all. So let me go through this see the table. Troy Davidson is sitting second. He's currently sitting first in the championship. Raymond Jaeger, we saw bad damage. Justin Witcher, we just saw spun around. Craig Roffey's in seventh. Brad Fenley is not racing tonight. Aiden Schultz missing rear end and front end, major damage. Sean Hart we saw with major damage as well. No, he's in 14th. He's not doing too bad. He's been in some incidents, but he's not doing too bad. But we're talking like 7th in the championship. Adam Malone's not racing tonight. Kim Roffey, 9th in the championship. Todd Maxfield in 10th in the... Who's the nearest person to him on the track besides Craig Roffey is the person in front of him, but he's 10th in the championship, 9 spots behind him. This could be a huge haul of points for Troy Davidson. He needs to stay safe for the rest of this race. But you can see, look behind. Look at those essential cars of Ruben Phelps, Jamie Nankervis. I talked about it before the race, or in the thing. I wanted to see Jamie Nankervis have a big race tonight. He's always promised, but he's never delivered so far in this series. And here he is. He's in a gun spot. Andy Barber in 9th. Warwick Sharp's back up to 8th. Peter Jones doing a great job in 10th position tonight. What a good job. What a ever-changing top 10 we've had tonight so many times. Tom Pritchard's just outside the 10. Jay Schultz just outside the 10. It's all happening.
Yeah, and everyone's... I don't know what to expect. We see so many different cars that have potential to win this one, but I'm keeping an eye on Todd Maxfield, Troy Davidson. They are right there. Ruben Phelps, he's really good at speedways too. Andy Barber, always there towards the end of the race. Tom Pritchard's back from Europe, and he's back on the ovals. We also have Jai Schultz. There's so many people, you can't pick one, because we always know at the end of the race, on the last lap, when the white flag flies, nothing matters. Everyone just goes for it. Everyone goes for any gap they see, and that's when we usually see a bit of contact and a bit of crashing. But you know what, that's fine. We have the Sim Boys entries, Todd Maxfield, Troy Davidson locking out the front row for this one. Todd Maxfield goes, and it is now in his hands. He's in the lead. Troy Davidson there, he's just dropping back low as well. They'll both be hugging the low line there, just protecting that one. You have Stephen Williams, Cade Donnelly, Ruben Phelps, Craig Roffey. That's your top 6 at the moment. They are extremely close to each other. We see the whole front pack there, or should I say everyone that's left in this race. They are all fighting for this one. 119 out of 134. Take it over to 120 laps now. We have 34 laps. We have 14 laps until the white flag flies, and where everyone's just gonna put their foot down and then try and get the win out of this one. We have Todd Maxfield, Troy Davidson, Stephen Williams, Cade Donnelly, Ruben Phelps, Craig Roffey, Jamie Nankervis, Warren Sharp.
Go back and quickly look. Justin Witcher is coming through the field pretty well here. Even with the damage on his car, he's back up to 14th, and he's not far off the lead. Keep an eye out for that man. Probably not to win the race. I think that damage is going to hurt him at the end. But just to get a good haul of points, he needs that. He needs that desperately tonight. We almost have the Sim Boys lockout, as I was talking about before. You see Peter Jones there in the white car in the middle doing a great job. But the ones I wanted to shout out, Craig Roffey, Warwick Sharp, we know they're working together for the championship. We know they made that strategy error. I'm calling it a strategy error, whether it was or not. But they've worked their way back there now on the outside line. They're the lead cars on the outside line. They've proved they've had pace all night. They've proved they can work through the field. Look out for these guys when they get up to the front of this field, which they eventually will. You can see the pace they've got. Sky Point's behind them in a nice little line. You can see over there. Witches. Oh, no, Witches into Sky Point. They held it. Ooh. Oh, don't do it, Pinnacle. He done so well. He lost so many positions out of that, but that was it looked like it was a slight overlap there, and it might have been a spotter error. He just moved up to get that position. But anyway, look at this. Warwick Sharp and Craig Roffey are around the outside, and they're dragging. Is that Andy Barber? They are dragging Andy Barber along with them. What's the chances we see? Look at Andy making a move on Warwick Sharp there. Great job, Sky Point Racing, of moving on and getting down in behind. This is building up with 11 laps to go. Can you believe we're 11 laps to go already? Who would have thought? Todd Maxfield has control of this race, but Craig Roffey's going to have something to say about that anytime soon. Ruben Phelps is right in there. Don't count him out. You see Aaron Bryan there coming up in the background as well in that distinctive red Code 9 car. But Todd Maxfield, Simboys have this thing locked down right now. CV Dub is just sitting there waiting to pounce. 10 to go, and what do you expect to see, Ryan, with 10 to go?
I honestly think we might see a crash here. We can see single file for the first quite a few cars, and then down the back there we see a little bit of two wide action. But look at the pack. We see all what's left of this race. All the cars that have made it through all the carnage and survived all of the cautions. We do see Justin Witcher there, who was involved in one of the cautions, one of the final cautions we've had, the latest caution we had, and he's taken all the damage repairs he can. Lapped car there. I'm not sure who that is, but it looks like it's a Sky Point car. There we go. Troy B just trying to stay out there, just grab as many points as he can. He knows that there's very few people in this race, and he'll be hoping for a caution later on to try and get that lucky dog position, hopefully to get closer or to get into the lead lap. But how good this battle? Todd Maxfield, Troy Davidson. We see the fight up in the front of the pack for the win. But how good is this?
Something has happened. He's going backwards quick. He's 17th right now. We were talking about him and Craig Roffey being up there for the lead. They've worked their way through it, but Warwick Sharp has dropped. He's only 2 seconds off the lead. You can see him at the back of the pack here, but it's not in race winning contention right now. As we see, Aiden Schultz is going to be the next one that goes another lap down. He goes 3 laps down as the field tries to get past him, but something's happened there with Warwick Sharp. I don't know what that is. But Craig Roffey's now battling for the lead. Todd Maxfield on the inside. You can see Ruben Phelps there is going to make the move to push himself up to try and get on the podium as well. He's backing Roffey. Witches come around the outside there. Cade Donnelly wants to stop that from happening. Gets up into that high line. He wants to get back on the back of his teammates to try and make this lockout happen. Oh, Roffey goes wide. Roffey takes the wall. Roffey going to lose all that momentum he had.
Let's go jump up the pack now. We can see 3 wide action, 2 wide action. They're getting ready to count back to the final 5 laps of the race. This is where we're going to see it all come together or be torn apart. You never know. We could see a crash here that takes out a lot of drivers, or we can see all of them make it through. Todd Maxfield still in the lead. Ruben Phelps, they're making moves too towards the back end of the race. Here we got a lapped car. They're not sure who that is, but he's staying on the apron. Everyone gets past him fine. Ruben Phelps, Todd Maxfield still up the front, side by side. Ruben Phelps is going to look for a move here, but we also have Troy Davidson there, Cade Donnelly there. They're both going to try and stop him from passing his teammate, but it looks like he just got in the nose of the car on the high line, just briefly takes the lead. Now it's back in the second place. Todd Maxfield side by side. Look at all the cars side by side. They're all going to try and make moves. 5 laps to go, 4 laps to go. They've crossed the line now. They're about to take
in the middle. He's trying to work his way back, and he's going to cause some carnage here. They hold on. Andy Barber's going backwards, trying to. There's lots of scrapes on his board. You can see how close these cars are together. Tristan Cox up there as well. Really good job from him. Oh, but this is crazy racing. This is absolutely crazy. They're going to be 3 wide. They're going to be 4 wide at some stage. I can guarantee you that. But Craig made the mistake. He hit the wall. There doesn't seem to be any damage. He just lost that momentum. But he's got some pace in this car. He has got a huge amount of pace in this car. He's alongside Witcher here. Who would have thought we'd be talking about Witcher being in the battle for this race 15 laps ago? Here we are, 3 to go. Craig Roffey's on the back of Witcher. Witcher makes the move to get around the outside to go 3 wide to get past Cade Donnelly. Cade Donnelly doesn't want that because he's got his 2 teammates on the inside, Troy Davison and Todd Maxfield. So he doesn't want to let anyone pass there, but Ruben Phelps is already past him. Ruben Phelps is in a really good spot here if he can get a run. We've got more lapped cars coming up though. This will play into it as well. 2 laps to go. Oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to put my money on, Ryan, but this is going to be a great finish. We see the 3 there of Troy Mortensen again going another lap down. His car is struggling, but he stays high and stays out of the way of everyone.
Yeah, we've got everyone 2 wide at the moment. Ruben Phelps, Todd Maxfield, we're taking the white flag now. Barney's waving the white flag. This is when it's going to get hairy. Laps traffic still ahead. They'll be staying high, but we see if we can go 3 wide, if there's a space for that. Todd Maxfield has a healthy lead at the moment of 1/10 of a second. Troy Davidson, Ruben Phelps there dropping back down in 3rd position. Stephen Williams 4th, but we're coming through the final corners at the moment. Will we see contact? Will we see a crash? Everything's clean at the moment. Oh, we see a car go around. Skypoint car. Skypoint and Southern Stars car get together. Everyone crosses the line fine. Who was that down the back? We'll see very soon, but the race has taken the checkered flags. Todd Maxfield, Troy Davidson, Ruben Phelps is your podium. Todd Maxfield takes the win on this one.
Yeah, Todd Maxfield gets his win. Troy Davison second. Team Boys 1-2. Ruben Phelps does a great job finally coming through and getting on the podium for 3rd. Stevie W 4th. Cade Donnelly 5th. While I'm doing this, let's do it the proper way. Show the results. Let's actually... No, that's not what I want to do. Hide that. Hide that one. So, let's start again. Todd Maxfield first. 1/10 of a second back to Troy Davidson. Ruben Phelps in 3rd. Stevie W in 4th. Cade Donnelly in 5th. Jamie Nankervis, what a great race from him tonight in 6th. Craig Roffey made that one mistake at the end. I think he could have been on the podium otherwise. 7th. Justin Witcher had that big incident but came back to 8th. 0.3 of a second off the lead. Well done to him. Tom Pritchard in 9th. Peter Jones. What a good drive from Peter Jones. Shout him out. Not even a second off the lead. In 10th position. Great job, Peter Jones. Tristan Cock, another one. A great result for him in 11th place. Less than a second off the lead. Aaron Bryan as well. 0.99 of a second off the lead. Sean Hart. Didn't really, do much tonight, but that's a good result for him, 13th. Warwick Sharp, we saw him lose pace there at the end of the night, dropping back down to 14th, unfortunately. Nick Smith in 15th. Jai Schultz in 16th. Ash Nesser in 17th. Aaron Dillon in 18th. Noddy Tompkins in 19th. And Andy Barber must have been involved in that at some stage because he has gone back to 20th. As we see here, Todd Maxfield trying to use the last bit of his rubber before he has to go into pit bay. Let's have a look at some of his celebrations. That's a great result for him. I think I talked to him last time we were here. I kept on saying he was the championship leader. He drove tonight like he was. And that's a great result. What do you reckon, Ryan, of that race?
Yeah, that was awesome. We did see... couple cautions. We did see the majority, pretty much all of the Pinnacle Esports cars get smashed out of that one. That one is pretty disappointing for Raymond Yeager, Greg Spencer, Nigel Payton. But we did see Troy Davidson, Todd Maxfield, pretty much all of the sim boys up the front there throughout the race. We did see quite a few of the other big teams, Southern Stars, Skypoint. But yeah, apart from that, we did see quite clean racing, especially with the first lot of the race. We had our first caution lap 40. I called it earlier on, but 134 laps of this one, they would be being they would have been pretty careful for the start of that race, heading through it. But we're just waiting for the drivers to jump to the green room.
Let's
and
quickly look ahead, because obviously a big season ahead. Next season next race we go to Phoenix Raceway, as we mentioned halfway through the broadcast there. We then head to Kansas Speedway for 134 laps. Then the one I'm excited about, Talladega. Let's go. We're heading to Talladega in a couple of weeks' time, which is going to be a huge race. I can't wait for that. And then we head to Pocono Raceway, a track that I feel's a bit special for a few people. We go there every other time, so I feel like we've already been there this season, but that's okay. Let's go there again. Let's do this.
And then we jump across to Michigan International Speedway, 100 laps of that. And then after that, we do go to Nashville for 152 laps of that also. After that, we're heading to Chicagoland Speedway, 134 laps. The same that we had tonight, 134 laps. That goes to show that we do have some awesome racing with those distances.
But let's get on to... I just need to get on because we got all the drivers finally. Look at this. They've turned up. They've had their celebrations. We've got Ruben Phelps in here for the first time in this series that I've been doing it for. It's a guy that I love to talk to because he's such a legend. He's always racing so well. Ruben Phelps, congratulations on getting a third.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? Oh, man, it was hard fought, but I mean, I think it was pretty much going to ineligible to stay in that position, but all in all, it was good fun.
Now, we saw you drop back to the back with your teammates. Now, what's the team called? I just go with Essential. I keep on calling you Essential. What's your team called?
It's just Momentum Sim Racing, pretty much. We don't really have a really base name, but that's what we've called it. So just keep it Momentum Sim Racing. It'll be good.
Cars look good, mate. Cars look good. But I saw you go back to the back. Was that obviously you and Jamie Nankervis and Tristan were all racing together there at the back there? Was that the plan, just to save some fuel there, stay out of people's way and save tyres?
Yeah, no, the start there, I just wanted to go to the back and just sort of do some laps like I sort of usually do. Then just sort of let the race play out. I think in the middle part of that race, we did do a little bit of a different strategy to everybody else, where I think it was like 68, 70 laps to go. I'm pretty sure a lot of guys may have taken some tyres there, but me and Jamie and Tristo, we didn't, and that's when we led that lap, or we stayed out for that extra lap on the yellow flag there. And then we did the second time round, we came in and restarted the back. So that was when we made that strategy call to just put some fuel in and go to the back. Luckily, there was a caution, 20 laps or 20-something laps later, which was where we put the tyres on. And by there, we had all that grip for the last part of the race.
And so a call like that, do you make that up as the race unfolds, or is that something you wanted to plan early on? Or did you talk about that before the race and decide, let's just go a little bit longer than everyone else and see how we go?
In all honesty, we just fluke it half the time, but we just make the call as the race goes. But from the start, we always go, let's just take it easy and just wait for the positions to come to us. And then after halfway, where you can go for it when the tyres and all that's all equaled out. That's when we usually try and strategy call it, and go for it. But of course, there's been multiple times. Obviously, I've been up in the running and things have happened, and most of the time it's off my nose. But anyway, it's just nice to actually be racing up there and nothing go wrong.
Well, I made mention, I think I actually called out Jamie because he seems to be always around there. You get some good results in there as well, but Jamie seems to be the one that is on the raw end of the deal a lot of the time as well. Like, how's it felt this season to have that kind of a run, but also how's it feel to actually get the result?
Well, exactly. It's good to have the result tonight, but it's just nice to have that raw speed and to be able to compete. Because I used to have a bit of a hard time with these supercars, and a run race would be really good, and then next race or couple of races I used to be sort of running about 12th, 15th. But now I've figured out the pace, but now the consistency is this where I sort of lack, and be able to keep the car up front when it matters most without the incidents happening. But like me and Jamie and all that, if we just come into this with a bit, just have some fun, and if something happens, it happens. It's not, we don't really go in there to be competitive. We just have a good night and then just see what happens. But tonight we thought, well, since I've had the biggest penalty points of the season, I thought I'll just take a bit easy and just see what happens. And of course I got third, so can't go wrong.
I've just randomly picked a lap or gone back and watched it, and I'm watching you in slow-mo in racing. I've just seen Stevie Dub run you up the rear end. What happened there?
Did he? I don't have no idea.
He came right up behind you and clipped you on the rear left side and put you out of action. Put you almost half sideways. It was a good hit. But anyway, that's all good. Neither here nor there. Stevie Dub's a good bloke. Don't worry about him. Let's start wrapping this thing up, mate. Very good drive tonight. I just want to quickly talk about Tristan. What a good drive from him. Shout him out. Say how good he went.
Yeah, no, he's definitely been right up there with us. I mean, he's always, there or thereabouts, but it's just nice to see him sort of get a result, where he, puts a strategy and sticks with the strategy. And then, okay, he didn't quite get up to with me and Jamie, but still he got, 11th? So, yeah. All three of us nearly got a top 10 result. So, you got to credits due with teammates, but hey, Jamie also did a really good job. So we usually always work together. It's just obviously, like I said, there's always been things that have happened during the race that sort of taken us out of the opportunity, but heck with it. When we get three of us in the top 11, you definitely know that we're around.
Yeah, that's it. Well done, mate. Well done again. Now, shout out your sponsors and thank anyone you want to thank.
Well, I've got to thank Jamie and the sponsors for the team. I think it's Essential Fire Protection and his Fire Extinguisher Shop sponsorship. Of course, Momentum Sim Racing. Of course, Tristan and Jamie for their, good teamwork. And, of course, Noddy, who, we've seen the last few races or the last couple of races before the end of the last series. He been there. And we've been working together as well. So it's been fun having all three of those guys in the chat.
Yeah, it's good to see all you guys doing so well. I've raced beside you and seen you in action over at Anscar a lot. So it's good to see you guys doing a great job. Noddy's doing a great job as well. He's had a stellar season. Unfortunately,
exactly.
almost got a podium the other week. I was really excited to see him get that. But anyway, all good. Well done, Ruben. I'm sure we'll talk to you again eventually. And yeah, well done. We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be good to yarn again.
Let's go then to... I'm going to get this right because I always get these two mixed up. We're going to drag Troy Davidson, the championship leader, into the booth, and we're going to say congratulations on getting second, mate. Talk us through it.
Yeah, thanks, Wilgo. It's been a while since I've been up here, actually. Been a few pretty ordinary weeks, but...
I wouldn't say ordinary. Like, you are leading the championship. Come on.
Yeah, last week that was a bad race for me. I was going well and, just wanting to finish that top 5, sort of top 10 mark again. And there was a yellow come out with a blown motor, I think it was. Yeah. And me and a few of the boys went a lap down, and that really sort of hurt us. But for a race that sort of went away without sort of any mistakes or whatever. But, yeah, this race, I've actually got COVID at the moment too, so trying to concentrate that long was it was pretty hard work. But it was a good fun race, actually. Pretty clean.
I was making a comment with about 20 to go. I was not trying to put the mockers on you. Sim Boys lockout. How much was that on your mind towards the end of the race?
Yeah, well, a big one for us is the team championship. That's been a good thing for a few teams this year. I think bit of fun, and we've seen that Jaeger had a crash early, and then I think Witcher might have got caught in a crash as well. So, and then me and Toddy, Walshy was our other team member, but I think he got caught in a wreck early. But me and Toddy sort of first and second, and we just thought if we can just hold this bottom line, and if anyone wants to go around us, they're going to have to go around the outside and not do anything too stupid. We'll sort of be good for our team championship. So, it couldn't have been better, really.
Yeah, no, you guys were nose to tail for all that last section. It was really good racing there. Do you have any strategy going into this, or did you play any different strategies to everyone else? We're just talking to Ruben, who sort of took his tyres a little bit later. Was there any strategy put into anything like that?
Yeah, we knew the fuel was going to be about 50 laps, give or take, and so once it sort of that worked out pretty well, pretty safe for fuel with the last yellow or second last yellow, and I don't think we got tyres at about that stage and was pushing pretty hard there at the end, and I was sort of using them a bit. I could feel the tyres going away a little bit, but there wasn't a major issue around here, I don't think. Sort of the inside line I found sort of had a fair bit of grip, and you could sort of hold it down there pretty well. But yeah, sort of just watching, like I say, we sort of tried to do a bit of a strategy last week with the fuel, and it caught us out. So I just wanted to sort of learn from that a bit and not do anything too stupid this week. And yeah, it all went our way, really. Yeah.
Definitely did. Now, we're talking about the championship. You are leading, like I said. I went through towards the end there your competitors and where they were placed because it was looking a really good week for you. How much does that play on your mind as you're racing around here towards the end of the race? Are you sitting there highlighting a few cars saying, well, that person's out and this person's out?
Yeah, 100%. It's the last, probably, maybe where I've gone wrong a bit the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. I was sort of not trying to race for the win too much anymore. It's just looking at me competitors and I don't know, sometimes if you're trying to play too safe, you just end up getting yourself in trouble. And I think sometimes when you change your focus, you just bet it off to race hard and you seem to go better. But at the same time, you just want to play it safe. And I do find it a bit more stressful now because, yeah, you just want to, I'm happy to bring it home I don't really care too much about the win. I just want to bring it home in a respective sort of position. But at the same time, I do find it, yeah, quite stressful.
Mate, you just need to have a few brewskis this week. Come on, you'll be right, mate. You'll be right.
That's it.
Look, you got a big season ahead. Is there any tracks that you're looking forward to in particular? Are you looking forward to Talladega?
Oh, normally Talladega and Daytona, I just reckon they're awesome fun. But probably, like I say before, if I'm still in this position in the championship, it's probably the worst tracks I'm going to be looking forward to, I reckon, because that's where the most goes wrong. So, yeah, it's I do like those tracks. I find them a lot of fun, but at the same time, they're a wrecking ball too, and a bit of luck, aren't they? So
they are. Unfortunately, they definitely do throw some results in there. So, look, we're off to Phoenix next week. Any special spot in your heart for Phoenix?
Yeah, it's a different sort of track. In this series, I do find the tracks that, where a bit of tyre wear comes into play, I seem to go pretty well in it. With NASCARs and stuff, I don't, probably a bit the other way. But so, yeah, I could be looking forward to that one maybe, hopefully, with any luck.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll see you up here again. But look, who do you want to shout out and who do you want to thank?
Yeah, well, both sponsors, Hot Toddy Electrical and United, Hot Toddy Heat Installs and United Electrical, and also Toddy. I think it's his first win for this season, but might be all over. So yeah, stoked for him to get up there as well.
All the money he had left on the tyres at the end doing those doughies, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So look, thank you, and look, we'll talk to you again soon because you are leading the championship after all. You're having a stellar season. Congratulations on tonight, and yeah, we'll talk to you soon.
Awesome, fellas. Yeah, thanks a lot.
And that brings us to the race winner, Hot Toddy himself, the amazing Todd Maxfield. Congratulations on the first time I get to talk to you in this booth and winning.
Yeah, cheers, mate. She's on a bit of a high here.
I bet you are. How much effort did you put into those doughies at the end? Because you put some effort into them from my end, I thought.
I was nearly going to just pull up and stop. I was like, hang on a minute, I've just won the race. I've got to do some burnouts. So, yeah, I thought I'd better cook the tyres off her.
Okay, so talk us through this race. You're up the front most of the race. You're battling pretty hard with a few of the guys all the way through. What happened from your perspective in that race?
I was just trying to keep the car clean, stay out of the riffraff and sort of let the laps play out a bit, and then hopefully you're there at the end for that run, and yeah, just lucky enough that it sort of went my way tonight. So yeah,
you're in a great. I was going to say you're in a great position of you can just say anything about anyone in this field. Who comes alongside you and you think, hey, I'm dropping back here. I don't want any part of this.
I sort of didn't really have it in me tonight. It was just, I wanted to push forward and, just the bottom line, I was liking that. If anything did happen, I sort of felt safe down there. But, yeah, O'Shea and Witcher and that, they were having a bit of a hard battle there together, and it's like I've got to get down below them and try and get in front if I can. And lucky enough that worked out again there, and then it all unveiled behind me. So yeah, I'll take that one as well.
Look, we talk about O'Shea. Congratulations on not only your first win for the season, but the first person to beat O'Shea home in a race that he's actually started.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to take that off him, mate. He's knocked him off his perch there. He's had a good run for, I think it's 4 for 4, isn't it? And
yeah, it was 4 for 4 coming tonight, and I think he had a pretty good run there till just at the end. He came into a bit of harm's way, but yeah, look, congratulations on finally beating him. What goes into getting the Sim Boys ready for Australasian Supercars eSeries race? We saw them have such a good race tonight. What preparation are you guys putting in?
Well, to be honest, mate, we sort of don't. It's just turn up and drive it and hope for the best. Like, we all sort of the same sort of strategies, keeping the cars clean, not pushing to get up to the front earlier or anything like that. Just sort of let everything play out and, just making sure that you have got that clean car at the end to bring it home. So, yeah, not a lot of pre-race thoughts go into it, really.
Oh, that's the way. You're a team after my own heart, mate. You do the good job. How much interest was put into the tyres towards the end there? Like, were they starting to get a bit sketchy?
No, mine were all right. I think it was the second or third yellow. I went in and it's like, we're halfway through. I'm going to put my boots on now. And then if we did have that green flag stop towards the end, well, I wouldn't have had to put the boots on, which could have saved me a bit of time there. So I just winged it there. And yeah, in the end, mate, they were still good. So there was enough rubber on there for a decent burnout anyway for you boys.
Now, you're sitting 10th in the championship. How's that sit for you right now? And what are you doing? Like, is that on your mind at all now we're halfway through the season?
Yeah, look, you want to be up there. And I've missed a couple of races and, I've had a couple of shockers in there as well. But it's just, trying to be in that top 10 sort of thing in each race. If you can do that and stay consistent there, I think, you're going to stay up there and you're in a bit of contention for it. So that's just, keeping up in the top end there and just try not to have the dummy run. So
now, how much having a week off, how much were you itching for tonight come through Sunday afternoon?
Well, I just got a new set of pedals as well. So it was the first race with them tonight. So I was really looking forward to having a run with them and they seem to work.
Keep them. What did you have and what did you go to?
Oh, I had the CSL Elites, and then I've changed to the Heisenfeld Sprints now. So just a little upgrade there for the pedals.
Yep. No, definitely worked to keep that, and you can wave that around saying money well spent because you got yourself your win and you beat O'Shea.
Oh, definitely, mate, definitely, and yeah, knocked him off his bird. So
that's it. Look, mate, who do you want to thank besides yourself for, and who do you want to shout out?
Yeah, we just shout out to United Electrical Solutions, Hot Toddy's Heating Installs, the Ferris Shifters, you guys for putting it on, and all the Sim Boys, mate. Just a great bunch of blokes, and yeah, having a ball racing with them. So,
how many people are there in Sim Boys? Because it seems like there's 50,000 of them some weeks.
Yeah, I think we're at 7, maybe 8, and there may be another one coming. But yeah, that's just keep your eyes open for that. Anything's possible with the Sim Boys, mate. We never know ourselves, I don't think.
That's it. Scoops coming soon. Keep an eye out. Look, congratulations on a great win tonight, mate. You weren't far off it. You did cut from 22nd up the first, so that's always a good effort. But you were always up the front. They were always in contention. So well done and good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no worries. Cheers, guys. Thanks very much.
And that concludes the race. Ryan, final thoughts on what you think of Las Vegas, the Australasian Supercars eSeries?
Las Vegas gave us some pretty good racing. A lot of side-by-side action, especially when we did occasionally go 3 and 4 wide. That was a bit of a hairy moment. A couple cautions. Apart from that, pretty clean race. And yeah, definitely introduces some good racing. So I'd be excited to see the Australasian Supercar eSeries go to Las Vegas again next season.
For sure. Definitely a good place to race. Just quickly shout out My Private Seller for bringing all this action to you. That is definitely a really good thing. Go check them out. They're doing a great effort to bring this crazy series to you that keeps on delivering each and every week. 13 rounds in we are, 9 to go. That is the 9 we're talking about before. We're ending at California Classic for the end of the Triple Crown. We've got Charlotte and Daytona. We've got Talladega and Daytona to go yet. What a series it's got coming up. Look, thank you everyone for watching Locked On Lads TV tonight. Thank you all those who are in chat. Thank you for the follows and the subs and all that kind of stuff that's been going on. Thank you Ryan for jumping in last minute. Like I said, I thought I had someone and I didn't. But thank you for jumping in just when I needed it. Until next week, you won't see any more from Locked On Lads TV until next Sunday. We are only doing the Australasian Supercars eSeries from here on out, and we'll be doing it till the end of the season. So thank you everyone who's been joining the series. Thank you everyone who's been sponsoring the series, and we will be back next week for the Phoenix Raceway 200 lapper. Until then, have a good night.